With Albert Ojwang's death, with me, here are fundamental questions that we must first ask ourselves before justice is served to Albert. And first, we just have to ask ourselves, under whose order or directive were the DCI officers operating on that forced them travel all the way from Nairobi to Albert's home to command an arrest, of which, from where I sit, I strongly believe that was completely far and in a different jurisdiction. Were the DCI officers in Homa Bay incapacitated to conduct the arrest? Fine. After arresting Albert Ojwang, why didn't the DCI officers record their names in the jurisdiction they had trespassed for purposes of accountability? 2. Why will the police lie to Kenyans that Albert smashed his head on the wall when yourself and millions of Kenyans know pretty well of how next to impossible that could be? Were they trying to orchestrate a cover-up? And if so, who was it? 3. For justice to be served, I kid you not, we just have to ask ourselves, how did the DCI officers locate Albert Ojwang in his rural home? Could it be that the DCI officers in Nairobi are closely working with Safaricom to offer people's data and location without their consent? And if so be the case, I kid you not, Safaricom should also be subjected to scrutiny. However, for justice to be served in this Albert Ojwang's case, will Kenyans once again accept that Albert's post-mortem examination be done by one and the only government pathologist, being Johansen Oduor, to whom, to millions of Kenyans, including myself, have always viewed Johansen Oduor as a complicit of the state? And that, if it is something I am to greatly take into consideration, then I will beg to ask, are there no any other pathologists to whom can chip in for such a crucial matter? However, there was no way that I was going to end this broadcast without asking this one and the last question. How powerful is this Deputy Inspector General of Police that very many times, or times above numbers, the former Deputy President complained about? This being the second cold killing where the state is directly accused, it will be also unfair to end this broadcast without asking, why is it that right after Ongondowere's death and currently Ojwang, why is it that the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga is still mute when his people from the Luo Nyanza are finished by the same alleged state that yourself, myself, and millions of Kenyans are all alive to the cognizant fact that he is in bed with? Or could it be that as long as his interests are well served by the government of the day, then he never cares of what is happening to the common mwananchi? However, I'd personally wish that justice should be served to Albert Ojwang, because what they did, that gives credence to millions of Kenyans that yourself, myself, your kids, and my kids, and other people at large are no longer safe under the current administration. And remember, our lives begin to end the moment we choose to remain silent over matters that are affecting us. And speaking of Albert's case, we just have to wake up and seek justice on his behalf, because the dead cannot seek justice. So it is your fundamental duty to seek justice on their behalf. And as I come to the penultimate part of this episode, there has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you've been watching my videos and you've not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Yeye mwenyewe, ile waziri naitwa Mukomen, na DIG anaitwa Langat, wote watu ya kabila moja. Rais Mukomen na Langat, watu ya kabila moja. Ndio wamepanga jama ya kuangaisha viongozi ya Mlima Kenya. Huyu mjumbe ya Juja, George Koiburi, alitekwa nyara juzi na maafisa ya polisi. Jana pale Kakamega, askari walikuwa wamepangwa 300